So we will continue solving the exercises on page number 128 of the second lesson, that is force and laws of motion. And I will read the first question. An object experiences a net zero unbalanced force. Is it possible for the object to be traveling with non-zero velocity? If yes, state the conditions that must be placed on the magnitude and direction of the velocity. If no, provide a reason. The answer is, if an object is set in motion, it can continue to be in that motion. Okay, so the answer is, it is possible for an object to move with non-zero velocity when no external unbalanced force is acting on it. And the condition is that it should move with uniform velocity in a particular direction. That is the condition. The condition is that it should move with uniform velocity in a particular direction. This is the condition set. Okay. Now the second question is, when a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust comes out of it. Explain. So when a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust comes out of it. This is because, the carpet is beaten down, but the dust is at rest. So when the carpet is beaten down, the dust remains where it is. Due to inertia. As a result, dust comes out of the carpet when it is beaten. I will write the answer. So the answer is written, second answer, and the answer goes like this. When a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust comes out of it because dust remains at rest due to inertia. Because the carpet is beaten down, the carpet goes down, but due to inertia, the dust remains where it is. So carpet goes down, dust remains up. So dust comes out of it when a carpet is beaten with a stick. So this is the second answer. Now we will see the next question. So the third question is, why is it advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of a bus with a rope? Why is it advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of a bus with a rope? That is, why should we tie the luggages kept on the roof of the bus with the rope? The reason is, where if you don't tie the luggage with a rope, due to inertia, when brakes are applied, the luggage will move down and may fall off the bus. This is the reason it should be tied with the rope. So the third answer is written. The luggage will move forward and fall off the bus due to inertia when brakes are applied to the bus. So this is the reason why the luggage kept on the roof of the bus should be tied with a rope. Otherwise, when brakes are applied or when the bus changes its direction, the luggage is likely to move forward and fall off the bus. So it should be tied with a rope. The fourth question is, a batsman hits a cricket ball which then rolls on a level ground. After covering a short distance, the ball comes to rest. The ball slows to a stop because there are four options given. It stops because the answer is given here. C option is correct. There is a force on the ball opposing its motion. And the force on the ball opposing its motion is frictional force. The frictional force is opposing the motion of the ball. As a result, the ball comes to rest. This is the answer. Now we shall see the fifth question. The next question is, fifth question, I will read the question. A truck starts from rest. Since it starts from rest, initial velocity is 0. So a truck starts from rest and rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels a distance of 400 meters in 20 seconds. Find its acceleration, find the force acting on it if its mass is 7 tons. And the hint given is 1 ton is equal to 1000 kg. So I will read the question once again. A truck starts from rest and rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels a distance of 400 meters in 20 seconds. Find its acceleration and find the force on it, acting on it, if its mass is 7 tons and each ton is equal to 1000 kg. So since it starts from rest, u is equal to 0. Distance covered s is 400 meters. Time t is 20 seconds. Mass is 7 tons. And each ton is 1000 kg. So mass is equal to 7 into 1000. That is 7000 kg. To find the acceleration, you know u, you know t, you know s. To find a, you can use this equation. S is equal to ut plus half at square. So s is 400 is equal to u is 0. Initial velocity is 0 because the truck has started from rest. Time is 20 plus half a we don't know and into t square is 20 square. So 400 is equal to 0 into 20 is 0 plus half into a into 20 square is 400. Okay, so you can cancel here. 2 ones are 2, 200s are. So 400 is equal to 0 plus 200a. So 400 is equal to 200a. So a is equal to 400 upon 200. That is equal to 2 meters per second square. This is the acceleration acting on the bus or on the truck. Okay. So we know to calculate the force acting on it, we know F is equal to ma by second law of motion. So mass is 7000. So 7000 into 2, that is equal to 14,000 newtons. Now this is the answer for the fifth question. Okay, you can note it down. Now I will read the sixth question. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with a velocity of 20 meters per second across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meters. What is the force of friction between the stone and the ice? So a stone of 1 kg, so mass is 1 kg. Okay, mass is 1 kg. Is thrown with a velocity of 20 meters per second. So initial velocity u is 20 meters per second. Okay. Across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to rest after traveling a distance of 50 meters. Since it comes to rest later on, final velocity v is 0 and distance covered is 50 meters. First we need to calculate the acceleration. So you know u, you know v, you know s. To calculate the acceleration you can use this third equation of motion. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. So v is 0, 0 square minus 20 square is equal to 2 into a into s is 50. So 0 square is 0 minus 20 square is 400 is equal to 2 into 50 is 100 in this a. So 0 minus 400 is minus 400 is equal to 100a. So a is equal to minus 400 upon 100. 0 zeros cancel, you get minus 4 meters per second square. Minus 4 meters per second square is the acceleration. To calculate the force of friction between the stone and the surface of the lake, we know F is equal to ma by second law of motion. Mass is 1 kg. This is 1 kg into acceleration we got is minus 4. 1 into minus 4 is minus 4 newtons. And what does the negative sign indicate? Negative sign indicates that the force of friction is opposite to the direction of motion of the stone. Okay, this is the meaning of the negative sign. Okay, I will just write that so that you can make a note of it. So I have written it. The negative sign indicates that the force of friction is opposite to the direction of motion of the stone. Okay, this is the complete answer of the sixth question. So we will see the seventh question now. I will start reading the seventh question. A 8000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons, each of 2000 kg, along a horizontal track. If the engine exerts a force of 40,000 Newton and the track offers a friction of 5,000 Newton, then calculate the net accelerating force, that is A. So the engine exerts, the force exerted by the engine is 40,000 Newton and frictional force is opposite, so minus 5000 Newton. So the net accelerating force is 40,000 minus 5,000, which is 35,000 Newtons. This is the answer for A part. And B part, the acceleration of the train. The train means excluding the engine. The train contains 5 wagons, each of 2000 kgs. So mass of the train is 5 wagons into 2000 kgs. 5 into 2000 is 10,000. So mass of the train of 5 wagons is 10,000 kg. We know F is equal to ma. So A is equal to F upon m. So F is, the net accelerating force is 35,000. And mass of the train of 5 wagons is 10,000. So you get this 3 zeros cancels. So 35 by 10, which is 3.5 meters per second square. This is the acceleration of the train. Okay, this is the acceleration of the train. This is the answer for B part. And the C part asked is the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. And the C part asked is the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2. Now to calculate the force of wagon 1 on wagon 2, okay, and along with wagon 2, okay, totally including wagon 2, 4 wagons behind it, 3 wagons behind it, and see, I will draw it. This is the engine, this is wagon 1, then wagon 2, then wagon 3, wagon 4 and wagon 5. Okay, now see, force exerted by wagon 1 on wagon 2. Wagon 2 includes these all masses, each of 2000 kg, so there are 4. So mass to be included or considered is 4 into 2000. 4 wagons are there along with wagon 2. So 4 into 2000 will be 8000 kgs. You know F is equal to ma. M is 8000. Acceleration of the train we have got is 3.5. So if you multiply 3.5 into 8000, you get 28,000 newtons. So 28,000 newtons is the answer which is needed. Okay. So I shall read the 8th question. An automobile vehicle has a mass of 1500 kgs. So mass is 1500 kgs. What must be the force between the vehicle and the road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration of 1.7 meters per second square? So negative acceleration means A is equal to minus 1.7 meters per second square. Negative, so I have taken negative sign, and the final velocity is 0. We know F is equal to ma. Ma is 1500 and acceleration is minus 1.7. If you multiply this, okay, you get 2550 newtons. Okay, and what does the negative sign indicate? The negative sign indicates that the negative sign indicates that this is the force which acts opposite to the direction of the vehicle so that it should stop. This is actually the friction force. So here the negative sign indicates that the force is opposing the motion of the vehicle. Now this is the answer for the question. So I will also read the 9th question. What is the momentum of an object of mass m moving with a velocity v? So the 9th answer is, okay, momentum is equal to, mass into velocity. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So it becomes m into v. So the momentum of an object of mass m moving with the velocity v is m into v. This is the answer for the 9th question. The remaining questions we shall do in the next class. Okay.